Good morning. So we are beginning again Uddhav Gita. Yesterday we had left at verse 20 from chapter 23. So we are going to start verse 21 today. Yesterday what we had learned was that this whole world, this entire creation is unreal. Only the transcendent entity is like a string which is stringing all these things together. Like say for example, the waking state, the dream state, as well as the deep sleep state. The entity is stringing it, transcendent entity. In a similar manner, there are three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. They are being strung together by this transcendent entity. Then there are three things which I said, which is called the cause, the effect, and the agent. Both are strung together again by the same transcendent entity. So, what is this? We are going to learn further. We are doing Uddhav Gita, chapter 23, verse 21. That which is neither before or after is also non existent in the interim. It is a mere name. I am of opinion that whatever is caused or brought to light by some other thing must be that and nothing else. Now, here Krishna is so sweetly saying that it is my opinion. Let me give you the truth. Krishna's opinion is a fact, by the way. So let us not get into his opinion that way. So, what he says is that which is neither before nor after and also non existent in the interim. It is a mere name. So, before time, see, before in the sense, before existence. Now, you are existing as a human being. So there was before existence. That means before you were born, before you even came into existence, right? That means even before you were conceived in the womb of your mother. Think like that. This is an example. And then you were conceived, and after that you were born. You came into existence in this material world, and in the end, you are going to die. The body gets dissolved in the earth. Then after. So that is afterwards what happens. And now let us take the interim period. The interim period is from conception to death. So this whole period of between conception to death, prior to it is before conception and after death. So these are three stages: before, middle, and after. Here the answer is we just think about it. You are thinking about this existence prior to it. Prior. The middle, where you are doing your action of thinking, yeah, I am alive today. And then you are thinking, what is going to happen after death? All these three stages, first, second, and the third stage, these are just mere names. You are giving it as a name. Before, now, and after. All these are just hearsay, names. Who is giving them? You are giving them. Now think about it. If you were not there prior to your birth, then where were you? Now you exist. Where do you think you are? And after death, you are gone. Where do you think you go? So, these three things you have to wonder, isn't it? I know this is a deeper philosophy for most of the people. They will say, why bother so much about it? There is no need to bother. Because it is just a name. We are just giving it some kind of a nomenclature, something which to go by, just hold on to. Think that before birth I was there, after birth I am there, then after I am dead also I am there. But where are you? What are you talking about? It is just in a name. So Krishna is saying, this thing which you feel today, that you are there, and the one that you think existed before, and the one that you believe after death, is only a process of thinking by something completely different. So, something has caused it to happen, isn't it? What caused you to take birth in the first place? What caused you to be here just now? And what is it that causes you to go somewhere at the end of your death? After death, where do you go? These things make no sense at the moment, isn't it? So we have to only understand that that which brought us to light, the one which made us think this, the one which makes us believe that there is something, that alone which makes us think, that alone which makes us believe, the thing which brings us to that light, knowledge, that must be it, isn't it? And nothing else. So, what is it that brings us to light? What is it that brings us to this understanding that there was something there in the middle and in the end? Here we took the case of you, that is your own entity. But let us take the case of your own parents, or this whole world for that matter, the universe, the entire universe. In the interim period, you can see, in the interim period is just now, isn't it? You can feel it and you can say, oh yeah, I know what happened. There are scientists which are digging deep into the oceans, and they had a very strange experience. They found rocks which are not matching the human, the earthly, our worldly earth. It is something different. So they were wondering, how did this come about? And how big is it? It is a massive structure, huge, huge, huge structure. Imagine an entire state in India, that big an entity comes and smashes into the earth. What is going to happen? So it is believed that there is a planet which broke up into pieces. And one of the fragments came and smashed onto the earth. That is why whatever the composition of that thing is not matching to the earth's composition. Today they are finding bits and pieces of it. So it's a massive blob. Now, but that happened in the interim. Did you get the point? That happened nearly 2.5 billion years ago. And we can see it. It's a conjecture. We are just thinking. We are conjecturing. We are thinking, oh, maybe it has happened like that. Based on certain facts. Likewise, when something got created, let us say you got created, this earth got created, the universe came about. What is it that happened? This planet which smashed into 2.5 years ago, or a fragment of it, is called Gaia. Alright? So now the funny part about life is interim period it happened, right? So in your life also something is happening in the interim period. What is happening just now? Maybe you have fallen in love. Maybe you are about to get a divorce. Maybe you are going to have children. Maybe you are appearing for your examination. It can be anything. Things are happening in your life. Do they appear real to you? Yes, they do appear real to you. You had a fight with your spouse maybe yesterday. Does it appear real? Yes. Hmm? There are elections happening in India. Are they real? Of course, there are elections happening. Does it appear real to you? So, the interim period, because you exist, because you are there, this period appears real, correct? Now, let us go 2000 years ago. 2000 years ago. Just now you are real, remember this. Just now you are real. 2000 years ago, today's day, the body of Jesus Christ was kept in a cave. Huh? And he is going to come to life tomorrow. Does it appear real to you? Now you have to make your own thought processes. Isn't it? You have to do conjectures. You have to think. Oh, must be, must be, must be. I don't know. It's written in the books. That is why it must be real. And most of the people will say, no, 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 no. That never happened. This is all fake. Those are non-believers. They don't believe in it. But there are some of you who will think, yes, it is written in the books, and I'm sure there is a cave, I'm sure there is a place where Jesus Christ rose from the dead. So for some of you it is real, some of you it is unreal. Now let us go 100 years ahead in time. We don't have vehicles moving on land. We have vehicles moving in the air. They are like small aircraft kind of things. Those are your taxis. Those are your things. Again, it is a conjecture. You are just thinking. So did you see the past, the present and the future, in which the present appears real, but the future is just a speculation, and the past is just a process of thought, which means if I have something to go by, a piece of paper or something written down, then I say, yeah, this happened. Even in your life, today you are going through maybe a happy married life. 10 years ago, you may not have been married at all. So, can you say there was a happy married life? No, you are not even happy. How are you happy? You have to think. Now, 10 years hence, you may be going through a terrible divorce, or maybe you have got married twice, maybe 3 times, who knows? 10 years hence. Can you create this kind of a thought process? Now, what is real in all this? You assume that today is real, right? You're just giving it some name. The words assumptions, they are called assumptions. You're just giving it some weird name. The name is what is there. It has no value. Believe me, it has no value. But it appears so real, isn't it? And that is the reason why Krishna says, in my opinion, he says, whatever has caused this or brought this to light, that's some other thing. That must be the real thing. Something has brought this to life, something which makes you think today. This is a very, very different kind of a philosophy. I know it is very heavy, but think. Something created this today and the yesterday and the tomorrow. It appears that you are real, whereas no idea. So something has done this. So that is real, not this. Got the answer? You appear so. So 2000 years ago, you are not there. But just prior to this, when we started this satsang, you said before death you were there, before birth also you were there, and after death also you were there. So what makes you think that you were not there 2000 years ago? So you have no clue. So that which creates this kind of a thing must be real, not you. QED. Okay, so we go to the next verse. This is knowledge of Brahma, sir. That is why it is so heavy. So we are doing chapter 23 from the Uddhav Gita, verse 22. The world of changes, which was originally non-existent, is a Rajasika projection of the Brahma and appears because of it. But the Brahma is self-existent and self-effulgent. Hence, the Brahma alone appears in multiple forms as the organs, the subtle elements, the mind, and the gross elements. Now, those who are ignorant, they are so much involved in their material world that they look at Krishna. Imagine, this is Krishna talking to Uddhava. So I am giving you an explanation. They look at Krishna and they say to Krishna, you are responsible. It is your dream. You are making this appear. See the words. People, my own disciples will say, you gave that person this. Suppose a person gets some property, gets some, married, or happens. It happens, you see. A disciple of mine is getting married. You made it happen. This is called allegations. Making the person believe that he is the doer, that Krishna is the doer, the Almighty is the doer. Refutation of this is what this verse is talking about. Though I said very clearly that the person's marriage is destined, it is destiny. It has been written by that individual himself. It has nothing to do with the divine. It has nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do with any other thing except that individual, and it is unreal. But this is a philosophy cannot be understood by very, very common people. Ignorance is filled in this universe. So people have no understanding of the subject. It is very easy to blame God. A person will say, what has God done to me? The one who is the loser in this, he will always say, what has God done to me? He has done nothing. He has given everything to my sister. He has given nothing to me. He has given me pain. He has given me torture. He has put me through a miserable lifetime. A brother and a sister may talk like this, The brother is talking like this. The sister may say, no, God has given you everything. Who is right in this and who is wrong in this? That is what the question is. Both are wrong. Both are wrong because God was not responsible for not giving him anything. And the other person's response that God gave you everything is completely wrong. Both responses are wrong because there is no idea about the divinity by neither of them, One is an atheist and one is a believer. And both are wrong. The reason is this verse. So hear this verse very carefully. Because Krishna is telling us something. In the previous verse, he says, I am of the opinion. Krishna is not saying that I know this or I did this. No, he says that entity must be real. Got it? In this verse, he says, the world of changes which was originally non existent is a Rajasic projection of the Brahma and appears because of it. Anything in the world that appears in front of you, whether it's a man, a woman, an animal, a bird, or you can hear the squirrel. You can hear the squirrel, isn't it? She's continuously going quick, 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 all that. You can see, touch, feel, experience the world around you. Wherever you are listening to my satsang, near your place, look around like this, and you will find that the appearance of everything is there. Things are there. The table, the chair, the trees, the birds, if you are sitting in your drawing room, that place. If you're sitting in front of your laptop, that one. If you're sitting in front of your cell phone, that's the one. If you have put your headphones in, that is real. If you have worn certain dress, or you're standing or walking or chatting or jogging or whatever you are doing, doesn't that appear real to you? The world of changes. This is the world of changes, which was originally non-existent. Before you sat in that place, before you were walking down, taking a jog, maybe, or before you were sitting in a garden, or before you woke up from your bed, do you think that thing existed? The answer is no. It did not exist. But for you, the one who is experiencing it just now, does it appear very much existing and real? 100%. It appears so real that you can pinch yourself and say, yes, it is real. I can see it. I can touch it. I can feel it. I can walk. I can talk. I can move my hands. I know it is real. The world of changes, which was originally non-existent, is a Rajasic projection of the Brahma and appears because of it. The Brahma, the unmanifest. It appears because of the Rajasic guna. I know it exists. Did you get the point? The I came into the picture. I can feel it. I can hear it. I can see it. I can experience it. This brother-sister fight that I spoke about, for the brother it appears real. For the sister it appears real. For my disciple it appears real that I am giving something to someone. It is called the Rajasic projection of the Brahma. It appears real. Was it there before? No, it was not there. Did I not just now tell you that the earth came into existence only a couple of billion years ago? So if it was not there, what makes you think that today it is there? It is you who makes it appear. After your death, do you think these circumstances are going to be there? I want you to think very carefully. This is a thought process. This is called the knowledge of Brahma. Please remember this. This is not a joke. This is a very deep philosophy. Understand this. After you die, do you think the brother or the sister will exist? No. Do you think that squirrel which is squeaking will exist? No. Do you think today's day will exist? No. All that will not be there because you yourself are not there. Where are you? And where were you before you were born? So in the interim period that you are there on this earth, it appears real to you. Only to you. Y-O-U-U. And you say, I see it, I hear it, I touch it, I can experience it. You are doing this, you are not doing this. This knowledge itself is like that. So this itself will tell you it's just a projection, projecting out of the Brahma. It's a Rajasic projection of the Brahma. You see, I have been teaching for last so many years now. The deeper philosophies are very difficult to understand by an average or a below average human being. Even an intellectual will find it very difficult to grasp. This may go just as a repository. It may just go as a repository, and maybe there may be this particular thing may be available. But how many people will actually understand this knowledge? It is not easy. You are just a projection of the Rajasa, of Brahma. If you believe in Krishna, I'm saying if you believe in Krishna, take this as a gospel truth. You and everything around you is just your Rajasic projection. The Rajasic projection of Brahma alone. And it is not real. But the Brahma is self-existent and self-effulgent. The Brahma is self-existent and self-effulgent. Brahma itself is there. It is on its own knowledgeable. Nobody has to tell that it is there. Nobody can say Brahma exists. The Brahma knows it is there. Why should I or anybody say? It is full of knowledge and understanding. It is full of having an existence. It is there. The idea is it is there. But this idea that I exist, this idea that I have a brother and a sister, this idea that somebody is doing something to someone is unreal. It is a Rajasic projection. It is not real. Only Brahma is real, rest everything is unreal. So Krishna is not involved in it. The projection is doing everything, making it appear as real. This is explained by an example. The example is of a man having a dream. So the scriptures gave us the understanding, assume that God is lying on the bed and having a dream. It is an example. And in that example, the dream appears real to any person. Narayana's dream appears real. If you are the dreamer, your dream appears real to you. Doesn't it? So in your dream world, everything has got value. You say it is there in the dream. But once when you wake up, does the dream exist? No. That was unreal. Then you say, when I woke up, I came into reality. Now think about Narayana. An example. Narayana projects this world in a dream and pulls it back when he wakes up. It is an example. It is a Rajasic example of expecting this kind of a creation. But it is not real. It is only a process of thinking. It is a mere name. Only thing that is real is called Brahma, the ultimate. It is having its own knowledge. It doesn't have to take it from Krishna. No, it doesn't have to take it from Krishna. It doesn't have to take this thing from anywhere else because it is knowledge itself. It is only knowledge. My words are actually telling you the answer. How many of you can understand it is a big question mark. It is self-existent. It doesn't require somebody else to make it exist. An example. If you are there in this world, does it require a set of parents to be there to make you exist? Congratulations. So you have a mother and you have a father. So something is required for you to exist. Likewise, if I have to make curd out of milk, I have to make it. It is existence only after there is a creation, there is a process. It comes into the picture. But Brahma is not like that. Brahma need not be created. Do you get the point? Brahma is non-created. It is existing. It is there forever. That is what he says. And it is full of knowledge. It has everything in it. And everything that appears in the world is all unreal because it is only a Rajasic projection. It is projected by Rajasa, the Ahankara in it. Hence, the Brahma alone appears in multiple forms as an organ, subtle element, the mind, and the gross elements. It is the Brahma which takes this form of the person who says I, of the person he says you are responsible, of the thing that is there happening in their world. My brother did this, my sister did this, my husband did that, everything happens. I came first in the class, I got gold medal, I am the winner, I got married, I. So subtly think about it. Who is real in all this? That I is a projection. Only Brahma is real. Rest, everything is fake. I know. This is tough. So, it is not right to accuse Krishna of anything because Brahma is by itself self-effulgent and real. Rest, everything is fake, unreal. Knowledge of the Brahma, the God, is Brahmanyana. Alright, so we move to the next verse. We are doing chapter 23, verse 23 of the Uddhav Gita. Clearly removing one's doubt about the Atma by reasons that lead to the realization of the Brahma, as well as the skillful negation of things other than the Brahma. One should turn away from all sense pleasures, being satisfied with the bliss of the self. This is something which you have to do if you are very sincere about spirituality. First, you have to remove all these doubts from your mind. The doubts that you hold about everything. This world is because God created it. This world is because things are happening to me. God never gave me anything. God gave everything to the other one. God, Krishna did this, Krishna did that. All this is unreal. It is not real at all. Clearly removing one's doubt about the Atma by reasons that lead to the realization of the Brahma. All these things which it makes you feel someone is doing something to you or you are doing something to someone. That means somebody is backstabbing you. or you are doing something for someone. Oh, I am building a property, I am creating bank balances, I am working for companies, I am an employee of something, I did this, I did that. Somebody is getting married, somebody is getting a divorce, somebody is having children. All these happenstances, that things which happen in this world, remove them from your mind because they are called doubts. These things are actually non existent. A non existent unicorn like you believes in the colors. These things appear real to you because of your own ahankara, the own ego that is there. Now, let me tell you why it doesn't appear to a yogi. A person who is an enlightened being, these things don't appear to him. They don't appear to him. If you ask the yogi, if you ask him, are you doing something? His answer is no. I am not doing anything. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the understanding. I am not aware of it. The I which came into the picture creates the rajas and it creates the object, unreal object. Let us put it this way. You have a thought. Today I am going to eat in a restaurant. I am going to have a full thali meal. It's a thought process which started early in the morning. By afternoon, you actually are having a thali. Now, the thought appearing to you in the morning and the afternoon the eating thali, are these connected? For a human being who is a petty-minded person, he believes they are existing. He will say, it's because I thought in the morning, that is why I went to eat the thali outside. So I made all the provisions to eat it. So, for an individual, that which he thinks, he can make it appear. Can make it appear. Sometimes it doesn't appear. Sometimes he says, I didn't eat today. A man thinks he has done very good studies, he is going to come first in the examination. He comes first. So for him it appears. But he fails also. Maybe. So then he says, I failed. I tried and I failed. See, the whole process, whether it is success or a failure, whether it is the thought or culmination of thought, whether it's a thought or non-culmination of thought, everything by itself is unreal. But for that human being who is thinking, it appears so real. The knowers of Brahma, the Brahmajnanis, know all this is unreal because the person himself is unreal. It is like a storybook. I am writing a story and I am creating those, thoughts. Those who have seen comic books, have you seen those blobs on top which say, oh, I said this, he said that, like that? It is an imaginary creation of someone's imagination. So, Harry Potter to any other book that is there is an imaginary creation. I hope you understand that. So, only Brahma is real, rest everything is fake, everything is unreal. So, first you have to start negating things. Neti neti. Did I come first? It's a unreal thing. It appeared. Neti neti. Did I come last? Neti neti. Did I think about it in the morning? Neti neti. Not this, not this. Not this, not this. When you keep on negating everything around you, the only understanding that you get is you yourself are unreal. Do you think you exist in this body? Can you find out where you are in this body? Is there any location, coordinates in the body where I can find you? No, there is no location, there is no coordinates in the body where I can find you. And that is why it's only a projection. It is not there. Only Brahma is real. The one who is saying this is real. The one who is saying this is real. Brahma, self-effulgent, self-knowing, it is having its own knowledge. And it exists constantly. There is no changes in it. So, removing one's doubt about the Atma and reasons that lead to the realization of Brahma, as well as the skillful negation of things other than the Brahma, one should turn away from all sense pleasures, being satisfied with the bliss of the self. You have to switch off all the pleasures. What are the pleasures in the world? I went to eat a thali. The enjoyment of the thali, or the feeling bad that I didn't get the thali, both these things. The third one, I want to eat a thali, the thought which appeared in the morning. All this is unreal. My brother got big property. I did not get big property. I know my parents love him more than they love me. The brother got property, unreal. I didn't get anything, unreal. My parents love him, unreal. You yourself, unreal. What are you talking about? These are just projections. What is real? Brahma is real. So start this negation, start this process. So why are you attached to everything? Why are you attached to your brother? Why are you attached to your parents? Why are you attached to objects? Why are you attached to things? Why are you attached to your own thinking process? Oh, I think that's why I am. No. Turn away from the sense pleasures. The pleasures which you get from the senses. The eye which sees. The ear which hears. The nose which smells. The mouth which talks. The thought which appears in your mind because of Rajasa. Everything in this is unreal. Because you yourself did not exist before birth. You yourself did not exist after your death. You are not there. So what makes you think that you are there even today? Just because you think that is why that you are? Stop this attachment to your senses. Remove this attachment of the senses. These senses are making you believe in objects. No. Detach yourself from these senses completely. That is what Krishna says. Remove these sense pleasures from your mind. Remove these sense pleasures from your body. There is no need of feeling high or a low. There is no need of saying that I see. There is nothing to see. There is nothing to hear. Because of your body, you think you are. This is a heavy lesson. I know that. So, the sense pleasures is what you need to give up. And you be lost in the self. The thought, I am the self. I am the Brahma. I am that. then what is it that appears real to you? None of these things appear real to you. That is why when a yogi sits in a meditative posture and goes inwards, he is lost in tapasya. When he is doing his tapasya, he is completely lost in that samadhi state, a state of being one with the self. This world outside never exists for him. He is the Brahma. Now you will say, practically this doesn't make sense to me. Today's three verses are not going to make sense to an average or a below average or having less knowledge person. These verses will make no sense, because you will still be affected by everyday activities. You will still be thinking, this happened to me, I am miserable, somebody else is happy, they are getting good jobs, I don't have a job, I am in the miserable condition, they get more money, I get less money, that person gets more property, I don't get anything, my parents are like this, my brother is like this, my sister is like this, the whole gamut of things around you, they pull you down. That is why Krishna says, become dispassionate. This is what he says. The yogi is dispassionate. He doesn't get involved in anything because he knows all this is unreal. This is the lesson you take from these three verses. Why are you so much involved in day-to-day process? And why does it hurt you? And why do you feel elated when something good happens to you? It should not even touch you. A yogi is literally sleepwalking through his life, you know that? He's not even involved in anything. He doesn't blame anything, he doesn't even take anything into account. He says, doesn't matter, it's all an unreal world. Why should I be affected by it? So you have to live a life of the highest enlightened person. Then first and foremost, you have to forget this whole thing. This entire thing that is happening around you, which you feel so real. He says, you have to turn away from all the sense pleasures and you have to be satisfied in your own bliss. A blissful state. That means the state of the Brahma. That is it. So we move to the next verse. We are doing the Uddhav Gita, chapter 23, verse 24. The body is not the Atma, for it is material. Neither are the organs, the gods, the pranas, air, water, fire, ether, earth, sense objects, manas, buddhi, chitta, ego, prakriti, they are all matter. The body is not the Atma. Your body is not the Atma. You are spending so much time on your body. You are doing all kinds of activities. You are believing that I have to do exercise, I have to run, I have to walk. Your body is getting all the exercise that it needs. But here, no spirituality, sir, because there is no soul that exists in that. This idea that body is not the Atma should be there constantly with you. If you want to know Brahmanyana, if you want to get enlightened, why do you think the body has so much value? That is unreal. Now see the things that he is talking about. It is material only. It is appearing in the material world. It is made up of elements from the material world. Do you think you can reach God by doing anything to your body? Absolutely nothing. Whatever you can try, you can do yogasana, you can do pranayama, you can stand on your head, you can Go and lift any mountains also, you will never reach God. God means Krishna. I'm not talking about other gods, because here he is completely telling you, Krishna himself is telling you that these gods themselves are unreal. Look at what he says. The body is not the Atma. It is material. Neither are your organs, the organs that are there. You have organs, no? Eyes, ears, nose, throat, this, that, stomach, and all that. Everything is organs. Your hands, your legs. The gods. There are gods. What gods are these? These are all demigods. Gods which manage certain departments. Your manas is managed by something. Your brain is managed by something. All these are gods. There are demigods outside. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. From there downwards to the entire spiral, the whole load of gods that are there. Those, the pranas that you are thinking of, I will do pranayama, I do these pranas. The air, water, fire, earth, ether, the sense objects that are there. That which makes you believe, your vision, which makes you believe that there is an object there. The manas, the intellect, the chitta, the ego, the prakriti. All these are unreal. They are only matter. They are not God. None of this is God. It is only matter. Just like your body, your mind, your manas, your buddhi, your chitta, everything is only matter. Matter, you understand? It is matter. But Brahma is real. Everything is unreal. Everything that has appeared in front of you, that which makes you think I am so and so. Sir, if you are so and so today, if your name is Anil, let us say, what were you before you were born, sir? Can you say who you were before? Were you Mr. Zebra? So why are you thinking you are Anil today? Tomorrow, what are you going to be after you die? Centipede? Mr. Centipede? Or Miss Centipede? What are you going to be? So then what are you thinking that this Anil is you? It is an intermediate phase. Just because you appear like that, it makes you feel, oh, I am so and so. The greatness which you are trying to give to your own body is all unreal. Once you are dead and gone, who cares? Only some people will say, oh, this person was there, now he is dead. But it is not going to exist. Nothing is going to exist. You are just a body. You are just a material. That is what he says. Everything is just the matter. So what makes you think that this body is so real? Why do you give it so much of importance? So, neither the organs, the gods, the demigods, the pranas, the air, the water, fire, ether, earth, sense objects, the manas, the buddhi, the chitta, ego, the prakriti, everything is the matter. Know this. We'll go to the next verse. So we are doing Uddhav Gita chapter 23 verse 25. If the organs which are made up of the gunas are controlled, what credit does it bring to a man who is completely realized my nature? And if they are outgoing, what blemishes? What matters to it, to the sun, if the clouds gather together are all scattered? This is the same question I asked my disciple. Once you get realized, if you get realized, what difference does it make if you go and murder somebody? What difference does it make if something happens to you? What credit does it make to give to a man, one who is realized nature, one who has realized God? What difference does it make to that person? The gunas are controlling everything. in that body. You see, if only a realized person. Now imagine, if there is a realized saint, if there is a realized saint, okay, and he is running after a person, I think you understand. What do you think? Is he running after that person? No way. Krishna himself, when he took birth, when he existed in the world as Krishna himself, in Gokul, Vrindavan, Mathura, Dwarka, when he existed, he is a realized being. He is God himself. What difference does it make to him if he has got one wife or a million wives? Doesn't make sense. Whether he is unmarried, does it make sense? What touches him? Nothing touches him. If he killed so many people in the war or otherwise also, does it matter? No. That is what he says. If the organs which are made up of the gunas are controlled, what credit does it bring to the man who has completely realized? You see, a realized person doesn't need to sit in yogic posture. Do you get the point? That is what he says. What is this person who is a realized person trying to control his mind and his body? If you are a realized person, what makes you think that it is important that you have to control your mind and body? Does it really matter? A realized person is not even the body. This whole 3-4 verses that we did we not tell you the body is not the Atma? So this realized person is not even the body. And because he is not the body, what difference does it make? What credit does it bring to that person even if he doesn't meditate? You see, there are people who are supposed to be realized. They are meditating like that. And they are doing all the yoga, postures, this, that. They are doing all kinds of sadhana. You see, the person who is non-realized only does all this. Did you get the point? Only a person who is not realized will attempt all this. They will do yoga, meditation, this, that, so many things. But do you think a person like Ramakrishna Paramahansa or a person like Tukaram Maharaj or Santa Jnaneshwar, do you think they will do this? They will say, oh, now I'm sitting in yoga. Do you think Sri Ram is going to do yoga? He is already a realized being. He is God Almighty. Krishna is God Almighty. Do you think Krishna has to sit in yogic posture? What utter nonsense are people thinking? Krishna is not even bothered about it. You think he's going to do yogasana? He doesn't care. Do you think he's going to even tell you to practice anything? Did you get these things, these words? Here Krishna is saying, and realized being, what use is there if he has controlled his gunas? It doesn't make sense to him. He's not supposed to be doing all this kind of thing. It doesn't even matter to him. By nature, they are outgoing. See, okay, by nature, the gunas are outgoing. They are doing things like that only. His eyes are going to wander like that. But he is not wandering because he is not the body. What matters it to the sun if the clouds gather together and are scattered? It's the same thing as the sun is there. If the clouds are gathering on the earth, what difference does it make to the sun? This enlightened person is like that. He's without blemish. He doesn't need to do yoga. He doesn't need to do sadhana. He doesn't need to do meditation. He doesn't need to do anything. Because the gunas will do. The gunas are acting in the gunas. They are just doing what it is supposed to be done, and it doesn't make sense to him because he is not the body. The whole lesson, 5 verses I did today, is to tell you, you as a human being, why are you so much involved in what you do? What makes you think I did, this fellow did, that fellow did, this woman did that, that person did that? Why are you so much bothered? My boss is talking nonsense. My company is not good. I don't get money. They give money to this one. Why are these things bothering you? Get enlightened. Dispassionate. Become dispassionate in this world. Then you will be the realized being. Don't give so much credence to anything. Because remember, you yourself are non existent. It's all unreal. Only Brahma is real. So thank you very much. We have finished up to verse 25. Tomorrow we will do verse 26 onwards. I know today's lesson was very, very heavy, but you know what you have to do. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.